A man accused of murdering a California woman at a Medford motel last month should have been in custody at the time of the crime. Good evening and thank you for choosing NBC5 News at 6. I'm Kristen Hosfeld.
And I'm Devin Gooden, and that's tonight's top story at 6. Justin Graham Yeager is accused of murdering a 23-year-old woman at a Medford motel on May 3rd. A day it appears he should have been in custody after being sentenced to jail time at the end of April. But we know he wasn't because police say they found him hiding in a dumpster across from where the murder took place. Since then, they've been seeking answers from the county about why Yeager was back on the streets. NBC5's Kristen Hosfeld joins us live in studio with what we found out. Kristen?
Devin, when we made our initial request to Jackson County Community Justice, they wouldn't comment, citing an ongoing investigation. So we filed a public records request, which the county denied. We appealed that denial to the district attorney because we felt the public had a right to know what happened in this case. And while a majority of what we were seeking was still withheld, the DA did order the county to release Justin Yeager's lodging history. It shows when a person is arrested, released, or if they escaped. Tonight in an NBC5 News exclusive, we're getting those answers.
We don't have a comment at this time.
Jackson County Community Justice won't comment on anything about Justin Graham Yeager. So the public records detailing what happened after his most recent conviction will need to speak for themselves. The 33-year-old has a record that includes convictions for burglary, resisting arrest, and felon in possession of a firearm. At the time of the alleged murder, he was on post-prison supervision. He was also supposed to be serving a sentence for charges he received in Talent on April 20th, but he wasn't. According to jail and court records, Yeager was booked at the Jackson County Jail on April 20th. After a Talent police officer recognized him for an active warrant. According to police, he gave a false name and wouldn't give officers his hands when they told him he was under arrest. 2 days later, he pleaded guilty to resisting arrest and was sentenced to 15 days in jail on April 23rd.
When somebody's sentenced to jail in Jackson County, when it's less than a year for the sentence, they're actually sentenced to the supervisory authority.
That's what happened in this case. On April 26th, Yeager was released from jail to the Community Justice Work Center. He was given a hard date or max sentence of serving at the center until May 17th. His projected release date or soft date, if he earned work credit, was May 10th. But Yeager was arrested by Medford police May 3rd. And charged with murder in the death of 23-year-old Sierra Bree Clemens. Detectives say they found him hiding in this dumpster across from the scene of the crime. He was their lone suspect. But if he was supposed to be at the Community Justice Center until at least the second week of May, how was he here? According to the public records obtained by NBC5 News, he absconded from the Phoenix Work Center less than 24 hours after he was released to the center from jail. It was 10:45 in the morning on April 27th. And Yeager left wearing facility-issued orange. According to the log, all appropriate personnel were notified, and a community justice officer issued a verbal detainer, though the county declined to explain what that entails. No warrant was issued until 4 days after Yeager was lodged for murder.
If we had a 800-bed or 1,000-bed jail, would he still be in custody? I don't know. You know, we don't know because we don't have that option.
The crimes Yeager was at the work center for in April were misdemeanors, nothing violent. But Sheriff Nathan Sickler, who won't speak to this case in particular, says the county's current system is overloaded. As a result, thousands are released from the jail each year due to a lack of space. And for the people serving short sentences at the unlocked county work center, that leaves little consequence for walking away.
There's not a strong enough deterrent with the jail to keep them at the work release center.
According to the most recent statistics from Community Justice, of the nearly 2,400 people brought to the work center in 2017, nearly 450 absconded. In other words, about 19% of the people who came in walked out before their sentence was up. And while no one in the criminal justice system can anticipate what a person will or won't do after leaving custody,
if we could predict the future and predict human behavior, we would have zero crime.
Sickler says the incident highlights an ongoing issue of a jail that's too small for the system.
If there was more beds to go around, then it would make sense that more people would occupy those beds.
Sheriff Sickler says since opening the basement of the jail in 2017 and setting aside beds for holding people who chronically fail to appear in court, etc., the county has gone from 8,600 forced releases in 2016 to 5,400 last year. Yeager has pleaded not guilty to all the charges against him, which include murder, aggravated murder, and robbery. His next court date is scheduled for August. Devin?